Well, look at Paige. Not good.
We are waiting the birth. As Catholics, we don't put baby Jesus in the manger until he arrives. This star is really precious to me. My mom and dad were married in 1946, and they didn't have money to put ornaments on their tree, so they made them, and this was the topper to their tree. So this, to me, is so, like I said, very precious. I had one other ornament that they made, and I've long lost it. The nativity set was given to me by my father-in-law, I don't know how many years ago. So I put it up every year. And this, to me, kind of brings both of the families with the star and the nativity together. And now we just wait. Hi friends, and welcome to Knitting at the Boxerville Homestead. My name's Karyol. Today is December 7th. It's Pearl Harbor Day here in the United States. And I would just like to thank again all of the veterans, those who are serving, those who have served, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. I salute you and thank you. It is a gray, sometimes rain off and on kind of day here in the Pacific Northwest. I am coming to you north of Seattle, where we had some pretty nasty flooding and some people that really were hit super hard the last few days. We were landlocked for about 18 hours, I would say, something like that. We happen to live kind of, thankfully, in a greater elevation, but we do have rivers all around us, and we do live on a creek that was up to the banks and threatening to come over. It was pretty nasty. I'll include one picture of a road that we would have to use to be able to get out of here to get to what we call town. We live in the country, so it's the nearest city. I don't even know the population there, and it doesn't matter. This is a knitting podcast. Just kind of letting you know what has been happening. I made notes today because if you are a returning viewer, you know I'm kind of everywhere all at once. So I did notes. That's what I'm looking at. I'm hoping that I remember to look at them. So let's see what I've found or have not found so far. Coming to you from Pacific Northwest, you can find me on Instagram as Boxerville Homestead, on Ravelry as Knit Nurse, and email boxervillehomestead@gmail.com. I haven't done this for almost 3 weeks, and boy, do you get out of practice. Not that I'm regular anyway, but you get out of practice, don't you? So I'd like to welcome any new and also welcome my returning viewers. I want to thank the new ones for stopping by. I hope you decide to stay. We did have quite a few bump in the last podcast that we are actually over 500 viewers now. It surprised the heck out of me. I think actually John was the one that noticed it before I did. So for those new subscribers and all subscribers that got us to 500, thank you so much. I know it's not a lot, but to me and obviously to John, he was tickled enough to, come and tell me right away. We are really tickled by it. And hopefully with this little bit of a podcast, it does get some word out about animal rescue, which if you've been here before, you know that's very important to us. With hitting that 500,000, that calls for one of those G word aways, let's call it, to make it safe so that there's not the trolls out there. I'm gathering the prize. I'd hoped that it would have been here by today, but I think with Christmas just being 3 weeks away, is it? 2 weeks away? What is it away now? 2.5 weeks away. Today's the 7th. Oh my gosh. I think it's slowing the mail down. You know, I'm sure they're bogged down, and thank you to the people that are doing that this time of year for us. So anyway, if you are new and you haven't subscribed, please consider, and the rest of all of you, you know, do all the things, do the bell, hit like. I'm going to start saying this more often because I know throughout the first few, and I don't know what episode this is, you guys. If you've been here before, it's 20 something. I have no clue. I think maybe I think I've missed 21. I think I should go back and count. So it's either 21 or 23 because I think I said last time was 22. That's me. So yeah, that's all the things. I don't anticipate this being very long because I really have worked on only one thing, and on purpose, because I am on the never-ending sleeve island, as you can tell, and I decided I'm wearing it today because it's going to be winter and I wanted to wear this in autumn. And dang it, I have yarn stuffed in every sleeve. I have needles on both arms. Whoops. And no, actually, did I pull that out a little bit? Maybe a tiny bit. Putting the yarn in it. The side, it probably looks it looks a little snug. It's going to be snug there anyway, but it's a little snugger because I have try-it-on tubing on. This is the Arboreal by Jennifer Steingass, by the way. And I might as well just tell you about my whip. I'm telling you about it anyway, right? So this is the Arboreal sweater by Jennifer Steingass. I saw Amber of a Lovely Yarn wearing this out of very close to similar colors. I don't remember what yarn she used. And I absolutely loved it. And I knew I wanted one. And so I flew through the color work because I tell you, your girl loves some color work. And then I got to all this stockinette that's the same. And I'm not finished with the bottom by any means either. You can see where it comes down. I just wasn't sure how long, and it's so hard to tell when I've got it pucked on the side there. I'm not really sure how long I want it. I know I don't want it to crop. I know I definitely want it to be longer, but I'm just not sure how much longer. And I thought I would do the sleeves first. Yeah. So yarn that I'm using. Let's go to your notes, Carol. It'll help a lot. So I'm knitting it out of Juniper Moon Farms. It's the Patagonia Organic Merino in the colors cinnamon and ivory. And one of them is 116 and one is 113. For some reason, I want to say the ivory is 116. Anyway, again, I know I've beat this thing up so many times telling you about it. So if you really want any detailed information, you know, I've talked about it in past podcasts. Just that I cannot get these sleeves done. I have even told John, I swear, during the night sometime, it has to be, there are gremlins coming in and taking back my sleeves because they are not growing. I was talking to Kathy too, one of my yarn friends that I've met through the podcast, and telling her the same thing. She actually knit it for her Rhinebeck sweater, and it's beautiful. I think I showed you it in progress, and a little bit later I'm going to show you it finished. So this is where I am with my sleeves. I don't have long arms. I just don't. I don't know what is taking me so long. So that is why I say I only really have one whip to show you, because I decided until this is done, I am picking nothing else up. So it doesn't leave for a very exciting podcast. Not that it probably has ever been terribly exciting. other than if you liked watching a middle-aged woman all over the place. But I am going to go a little bit further. Normally I like a bracelet link because of my watch, but I want this one to be longer. So I'm probably going to go another, I don't know, not very much. And then I'm going to start my cuff. Now on my cuff, my intent, and maybe you guys, somebody, you could comment and let me know if you've done this before. Did you like it? How do you like it? I will probably do a 1x1 rib because I just like that better than 2x2. I think that's my plan. I'm not sure. Pretty sure. When I get to the end of where my cuff is going to be, okay, say my cuff is going to go to like right here. I want to, about 2 rows before the bind off, I want to do probably 2 rows of this ivory color. If this wasn't ivory, if it was a darker color, I would probably just do the very end, the hem of the cuff in the color, but because it is white or off-white, I'm concerned about it really getting dirty and showing dirt. So what do you guys think? Do you think that would look okay, or do you think that would look like a racing stripe, a ridiculous racing stripe? I just thought it might add a little color interest. I'm not going to do it down here. I don't think so. You try to visualize things and it's not that easy. At least it's not for me. I suppose I could color it out maybe no, I think I just want it on the sleeves. I think I just want that little bit of tying in that color down here at the sleeve. That is if I ever get the sleeves done. I really have no clue. The sweater, again, it's really an easy knit. The color work is a very, I would say, beginner-friendly knit. It is just, yeah, I mean, you're only using the 2 colors at a time. It's the neckline. I really like the neckline. My tank top under it, sorry, because I didn't want to show any of the middle regions if I stood up and it happened to come up, but I like the neckline. I mean, I really like it, and I think I will get quite a bit of wear out of it once I get the sleeves done, and then I'll finish the bottom. Why is it that the sleeves circumference is so much smaller than the body, but my body always goes faster, tons faster? So that's why I wore this today. It is my only whip on it. Well, I could show you my other whip, but I've really not done anything on it. But again, because I'm going to have this done. I don't want it to be lagging on and not done and it be Christmas. I wanted it done for fall and it just didn't happen. Life just gets so busy for everybody. And I was thinking, I think I was telling Kathy that I thought that once it became autumn and the days were shorter, that I would get more knitting done. But it seems like I'm getting less done than I did in the summer, and I don't know why. It's busy. We're busy with the holidays and family and such. So I don't know. I've missed knit night the last couple of weeks, at least 2, right, Mary? You'd probably be able to. I think so. As a matter of fact, Mary even checked on me to see if everything was okay. And I appreciated that a lot. That was very kind. So the arboreal, I think that's about all I want to say about it this time. I saw, I don't remember who it was on Instagram from Rhinebeck that was walking down through Rhinebeck, and she had one sleeve completely done, and this other sleeve was like up to here, and she still had her knitting needles in it. And when I saw that, I thought, there you go, Carol. we're gonna podcast with needles, with it still with the whip still in progress. I can't think of anything else and I've already gone so far off of my notes, you guys, you can't even imagine. I back up here a little bit now that we've talked about the whip, and just wanted to make sure that I did have a chance, and it's late to wish all of my American friends a happy Thanksgiving. But I hope that you did have a lovely Thanksgiving and that you all have so many things to be thankful for, as do I. Top of my list, of course, is my family and my husband, John. I don't know what I did right to get that man, and Sophie and Chantz. Chantz is actually by me today. He's had a bit of a, I think, earache, so he wants to be by mommy. And I'm so thankful for all of you that have reached out. You've commented, you've liked the videos, you obviously subscribed enough to get us over 500. And you put up with my, obviously, if you're new here, all over the place way of bringing you a very irregular podcast. It's mixed up, it's always squirrelish, and but some of you keep coming back, and I've already made really good friends. It's been very rewarding, and I'm so glad I started doing this. Okay, I think that covered that page. I do have one FO. It's a crochet, and it was something I did on a whim. You know, that whole Instagram thing, you see that, and it's a whole rabbit hole. But I saw this pattern. Actually, I saw this hat in the exact, I think this is the only second time I've ever used exact yarn from a designer of what they designed. And this is, it's called the Hudson Bay hat, and it is a pattern by Repeat Crafter Me. Now, how cute is that, right? Repeat after me, but Repeat Crafter Me. I loved it. And I knit, no, I did not knit. I crocheted this little hat, the first one, out of Lion Brand's woolies, thick and quick. And it is in actually the color way Hudson Bay, hence the name. And I believe it's color 648748, but it's Hudson Bay. Isn't that a cool color? Of course, it has orange in it. Orange is my favorite color. So I do tend to look at that, but the green, the blue, the yellow, I love it. So I saw this pattern and I thought, how cute is that? And I got right onto Joann Fabric's website, as you do, and there was a coupon. So I think I ordered 4 of these because I have a friend that is the most knit-worthy person next to my family. And she's right up there with some of those too in my life. And if you remember, if you're returning, I knit for her new baby that will be a year old in January already. So she has 3 children, and her husband has one from a previous marriage. And so I found this pattern, and I thought, and it came at the perfect time because she had just sent me a picture of the little girl, the baby that I had knit for, and she had had a wild ear infection that just blew, and it, you know, not to get, I'm a nurse, pus all over the inside of this hat, and she wanted to know how to wash it. She was very concerned. She didn't want to do anything to ruin this hat. And so I thought at the time, I gave a new mother something that she's going to have to hand wash. So at the time, I thought I need to knit her something that she can throw in the machine or crochet, which I ended up crocheting. So this is the Hudson Bay hat, and that's a loose end because I'm not sure if I'm even going to end up cutting that. Anyway, isn't it cute? It goes on their little pumpkin head like this. And then it does have straps that just hang down. And I don't know if I want to braid 3 of those together or if I want to twist 3 of those together, which has kind of been my dilemma at this point. So there'll be one on this side as well. And it has just enough of a little point back there. I don't remember if the pattern actually showed that or if that's something I just ended up doing. Because again, remember, if you are new, or you wouldn't remember, but I'm not a crocheter. This is, well, it's not new to me. I've crocheted kind of since I was a kid because that was, my mom taught me how to do both. But I took to knitting so much easier than crochet. And to this day, knitting is way easier to me than crochet. But it has this cool little braid. And again, I don't remember if that was part of the pattern or if that's just something I did, because I tend to do things like that. But it's a free pattern. It was an unusual construction, I thought, to me. You start with the ribbing in the front here, and you cast on however many. The pattern ranges too are from newborn up to a large adult. So there's, I want to say, at least 5 or 6 different sizes that is in this pattern. Anyway, you crochet this back and forth inside. I don't know if it's front loop or back loop. It's one of the loops to get this patterning so that it looks somewhat like, well, it does. It looks like a rib. And then you pick up and you begin knitting, and you do you don't knit, you crochet. I can't talk crochet, but if I have a pattern in front of me, I can mostly read it. And if I can't, I have several friends that can help me out, like Joe and Leila. They know they know crochet. Anyway, it's a super fast, quick hat. If anybody needs a last minute Christmas gift, like I said, it goes up, I think 5, like I said, I think it's 5 different sizes. It's really fast. I made it, even for me, it was fast. And I think I started it in the morning and then I sat down after dinner and finished it. So my plan is to make 4 of these hats for my friend that is so knit-worthy and sends me all these pictures and saves them from her oldest child down, which there's about a 9-year difference, and has always sent me pictures and put every child in all the knitwear stuff so that I've given her over the years. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you need something quick to, like a last minute Christmas gift, this would be something very quick for you to do. If you're a crocheter, even if you're not, I think it's just single crochet and double crochet, and that would be US single and double, and then through the front loop or the back loop. But there are so many tutorials on, as you guys know, on YouTube. So it's a great way to, a great stash buster, but also a cute little hat when it's done. And I think when I get these little things hanging on it from each side, it's just going to be super cute, along with a knitting needle. What do you think about that? I didn't put caps on this side. I see I'm pulling stitches. Story of my life. That I should tell you, I knit this on a size, I didn't, I tell you, I crocheted this on a size I hook, and I believe that was the recommended size. But yeah, super really fast pattern. It's well written. I say do it. And that really is kind of it. This poor thing with all of the cables, try-on cables and stuff, it's all over the place. But like I said, I wanted to wear it. Darn it. Vlogmases. Anybody watching Vlogmases? I thought I would just name a couple in case you guys hadn't heard of them. I can't imagine you hadn't, especially 3 or 4 of them. What I'm watching right now, earnestly every day, is Tales from Cuckoo Land. I love Gaina. I mean, she is just, she reminds me of myself, the way she is, which is probably one of the attractions of watching her, is it's kind of like watching my life. Although I think she's probably more organized than I am, but she loves her animals, she loves her family. She's, what an amazing homemaker. She's just a great gal. I'm also watching Finished Knitting Stories. Jenna's she's just so talented, and her knitting, that girl, she is so prolific. I can't get over it. Stitched by Mrs. D, another one that absolutely cracks me up. And with their Vlogmas right now and her husband, this year they are sampling Christmas Father Christmases, the chocolate Father Christmas. And if you, I'm not kidding you, I laugh so hard about peeing my pants. It is so funny when those two get on there together and with their, you just need to watch, trust me. Take my word on that one. And Amber, a lovely yarn. I look forward to hers all the time. She's so calm and methodical, and everything's so well thought out. And I'm never going to be like that, but I can sure admire it. And Anna Knitter was a new one to me this year. I'd never watched her before, but I'm enjoying her a lot. Back to Blighty is another one. I mean, I could probably sit and just name a ton of them, but these are some that I've been watching pretty steadily as I can the past week now. Today's day 7. I wanted to share with you guys, I have mentioned Kathy's name, and in the past, she is the one that knit the arboreal sweater, and that was going to be her Rhinebeck sweater. And I put a picture up of it. And she and I have kept in contact, and we have a lot in common. Not just our age, but we're also nurses, and also spend a good majority of our careers as night shift nurses. We're a different breed altogether, trust me. And so she was going to Rhinebeck, and I was so tickled for her. I didn't even know her, but I was so tickled for her. And she sent me a message and said that she wanted to send me something, and would I feel comfortable giving her my address? And with the conversations we'd had back and forth, I was. And you guys, I was absolutely flabbergasted. Here is this person that does not know me from Adam. She's seen me yak about yarn and Lord knows what else, animal rescue, my garden, whatever happens to come up here often comes right out here before I get a chance to think about it. And she wants to send me something. And so I was absolutely, I don't even know how to describe it. But she said it was okay that I showed you. And this is the same type of yarn that she used in her arboreal sweater in the color work portion of the top. So instead of hers being white, she has this color changing hue to the top. And it's beautiful. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a picture of it in right here, which she also gave me permission to show. And I commented on the yarn, and I even said something about it in the podcast because she had mentioned how similar it was to Spin Cycle, but not nearly the price that Spin Cycle is. And it's a yarn by Feederbrook Farm, and they have a website, Feederbrook. Did I say bark? Feederbrook Farm. And anyway, this is the yarn that she sent me. And I'm hoping, well, first of all, there's the Brook Farm, the ram on there. And the color is showing up more purple. I think it has a little bit more blue to it. About right there. Isn't it beautiful? And she sent it to me. I couldn't believe it. Isn't it just absolutely gorgeous? And you guys, it does look like Spin Cycles. You can kind of see the halo on it right there. It's beautiful. This is a DK, Blue Face Leicester. And made in the USA, hand wash only, 260 yards, so DK weight. I'm so tickled. I wanted to do something with it. Again, I am only working on one thing right now, but I want to find the perfect thing for it. And I think I want something that I can wear around my neck. Maybe do it into color work, but it is so soft. I've squished on it to the point I've kind of ruined the label. But like I said, I wanted to leave it intact until I could show you guys. Oh, I just took it apart. Maybe you can even see. Isn't that beautiful? So give Feederbrook Farms website a check out. It's beautiful. And she didn't just send me that, but look at this cute card too. Have a great weekender. Those of you that have knit the Andrea Mowry's Weekender sweater, I love the card. It was so sweet. Super cute, right? Sorry about all these wrinkles and crinkles because, like I said, I'm tied up, needled. It's a mess. And she also asked me if I had a copy of the recent pom-pom, which I've never had one. And so she sent me a copy of this, of the pom-pom magazine. Isn't that? Again, you guys, I was autumn 2023, and oh my gosh, I don't know if you have this magazine, then you know that eye candy that is in this is pretty amazing. I've looked through it so many times. Let's look at these mittens, Badger Creek. And not only are they super cute, they're orange. Oh, they're super cute. A couple of sweaters that really have caught my eye. This one in particular, it's not going to show well because it's dark. But I think it is, it doesn't show well. It is, it's in a brown, it's Prairie Skies pullover. Several pair of socks. The bobble ones, I'm not a big bobble fan. I thought this hat, I just thought, how cute is that? And it looks like it's done, I haven't read the pattern closely, but it looks like there's some slip stitch action in there, and it's called the yearling hat. Something about it's super cute. It reminds me of a stag deer, and I don't even know why. And this is super cute too. Okay, this one is the Drover pullover. There's no patterning on that. And again, it's kind of a rusty orange color. Sorry about the glare. I was going to be a big girl today and I have a really nice camera that my husband bought me for an anniversary a few years back. And I was going to step up and use that today because I know that the color, well, probably the color too, but I know that the clarity of the filming would be so much better. I'm probably cutting my head off today. It's all right. My hair's not great today anyway. And look at these socks. And I love the color. That kind of, well, the rust and that colonial-ish blue color. And then that muted pea seep goldy color. Oh my gosh, they're just like right up my alley. Anyway, great. This has been so much fun to look at, Kathy, and I can't even, oh, and a little, oh shoot, I didn't bring it in here. A little Rhinebeck sweater stitch marker, little wooden Rhinebeck 2023 stitch. It's so cute. Dang, I'll try to remember to take a picture of it and I'll put it in. And she sent that as well. But Kathy, I am still, every time I think about the fact that you sent that to me. And she's offered to give me a little tour around Rhinebeck if I make it there next year. So maybe that's what, you know, like I told her, I said, well, it is going to be my 60th birthday year, so I can ask for something like that. Anyway, I'm still, as you can probably tell, I'm still just like, I can't believe it. That somebody that didn't even know me would send me something so thoughtful and kind. And I appreciate it. Are we down to the rescue of the week? Yeah, right. The rescue of the podcast. How's that? I think we are. Like I said, I'm sorry, not a lot of knitting in it. We've just been busy. Wow, the wind just started blowing really hard. Okay, so I learned about this dog from watching Tales of Cuckoo Land, Gaina. And I probably recently found her, I don't know, a couple of months or so ago. And so I've been shotgunning everything that I can with her. She just makes my day. She picks me up. She makes me laugh. She's real. She's talented as heck, not just the knitting, but cooking, baking, gardening. She hates gardening, but she gardens anyway because she wants to provide for her family healthy meals and choices. And she is admirable in the fact that she is really trying to cut their waste down. Just watch her. I'm going to link everything. I'm going to try to link everything I talked about today for a change. And if you haven't watched Tales from Cuckoo Land yet, give Gaina a try. So I heard about Bunny, her dog, through watching her podcast. And Bunny is a black and white little girl that is probably, I would guess, about the size of Sophie. You know, I didn't even think to ask Gaina how big Bunny is. Definitely bigger than Margot, the poodle that was there at the time. And I have some notes from listening to Bunny's story, of which on Gaina's podcast, Tales from Cuckoo Land, she actually has a complete podcast on Bunny's story and how Bunny came to be a Ballard. So I had heard Gaina mention several times on her podcast that they felt like because you have to remember, you guys, I'm going way back prior to Bunny coming home because I hadn't watched any of these. So if I sound like it just happened, it didn't. This has been quite some, now I'm trying to think how many years she said they've had her. Watch her show. Watch Bunny's Rescue show. I'll tag it. Anyway, they had started looking for another dog, for a family dog for the kids, because Margot the poodle that they had and have still, she was kind of a one-woman show. She's Gaina's girl, and you can tell. She follows Gaina. She's just always pretty much where she is. So she had started looking through what sounds like to what we have here in the States. Gaina's in the UK. A pet finder is what we call it here in the US. And she had added a couple of pictures as favorites. And then she said, and then this picture came up. And immediately her thoughts were, I love this dog. This little dog was very similar to her childhood dog that was named Gypsy. And she talked about having that feeling of seeing someone that you haven't seen in ages, but you knew them, you knew their soul. I've had that happen. This little dog, Ruby, at the time had been brought from Spain. She had been in, sounds like a very high kill shelter as well, and had been put on watch, which is, I guess, similar to like 48 hours death notice. Euthanasia, it's death notice. She, anyway, she had been brought in from Spain and staying in a town that she grew up in. And I know it starts with a W, and I'm sorry, Gaina, I can't remember the name of the town. I want to say Wasenton or something like that. So right away, Gaina said that she put right in for a home check, and she drove to this town to meet, the dog's name was Ruby at the time. When she pulled up outside the house, she said that it looked really familiar to her. The home did. And it reminded her of her friend's house. And when she went to the door, the lady that opened the door was actually the girl, Vanessa, that she had gone to school with. What a coincidence, right? Already it's kind of thinking, this dog looks like Gypsy. Now I'm going to this house. I know this house. The door opens and it's somebody that she actually knows. So were they all similarities? Were they coincidences? And now I've written down here Wincanton. And Gaina, that's probably not right. Anyway, Ruby looked like Gypsy. She was in a familiar house. She was being fostered by Vanessa, a girl that she knew. And so the family, they met Ruby, and Ruby then subsequently in the days to come, I believe, met Margot. And then Gaina went back 2 days later to pick her up for like a week check to bring her in to see how things would go in the home, how she would get along, which is very common over here in the States as well, that we do that well. So now Bunny, Ruby, now named Bunny, she had been on the website only a week, and the charity that had rescued her, they were unsure of her history or of her age. The vets determined her to be about 7, I think, is what she had said at the time. I need to stop just a minute. Okay, I'm back, guys. I saw someone come up, which I'm looking out towards the back, which is unusual to have somebody come to the back door if I don't know them, and then walk back and then walk up again. Anyway, we have our pet food delivered, and they didn't realize that we have 2 driveways and they needed to go to the front. So all's good now. So when Bunny was actually found, the existence of some of these poor little animals, she was in a concrete metal cage. Gaina said that food was literally chucked through the grill, and how they cleaned them is they would drive by in these trucks with hoses. And I'm going to put like a little video that Gaina sent of her in this cage up here, right here, where you can see it. And you can see how she's standing up. And she would do this to try to get away from being hosed down or sprayed, or it's the things that they learn defensively, it's just survival, right? That's all it is. So as I mentioned earlier, I believe when I was talking, that she had been transferred to a killing station with a 48-hour notice, and rescued by a foundation that's no longer in business over there. It sounds like it was one that went under with COVID as well. So the pictures that I have put up and that you are seeing now, this is Bunny. That was the first day of the rescue. Then now some of the pictures that Gaina provided me with. And I do encourage you to go watch the video, because she does an amazing video of Bunny, way better than what I just did, this chopped version. But it just warmed my heart when I watched it. And so I wanted to share it with all of you. And I want to thank Gaina absolutely so much, and Toby and their boys, for saying yes to Bunny and bringing her home, because she has sure lucked out. And you can tell what she is giving to them back. It's tenfold. It always is. I would strongly encourage any of you that, because I'm actually out of rescue stories now. So I would strongly encourage any of you, if you have a rescue that you want to share their story and their pictures, that I could put it up on the podcast, I would truly appreciate it. Just email it to boxervillehomestead@gmail.com and give me the okay to talk about your sweet friend and show pictures, and it's a go for me. I would love for that to happen. And I think, guys, that is all I have left to chat about. As I mentioned, I didn't have a lot of knitting to talk about, but I did want to check in, let everyone know that I am okay, especially after hearing from Mary, and she was concerned something maybe had happened, and everything's good. I'm okay. I really am. I'm okay. Just looking again because I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and I'm thinking, what is going on today? So with that, I am going to leave you all with a big thank you again for bringing us up above 500. I hope that if you've managed to stick through this, how it is every time, people, I'm sorry, that you do come back, that you do hit the like, the subscribe, leave a comment. All of those things really do help grow the channel. I really noticed it last time. And I love interacting with you. And it gives John, he just gets tickled about it too. I think he didn't think anybody would even think about watching me talk about knitting and animals and the garden and whatever season it is that I'm doing here. So with that, I will leave you with, if you are looking for a new family member to come into your home of the four-legged variety, please do consider to adopt and not shop. The life you save may very well be your best friend. And I have two on the couch. I'm going to see if I can pick this up and show you what I've got going on here. Chancy Pants and Sophie. Aren't they just amazing? Okay, guys, with that, I wish you well. I hope you all are, that's my belly. I hope you are all well, and I look forward to seeing you soon, and I promise I will be on before Christmas, okay? Take care. Hi friends, and welcome to Knitting at the Boxerville Rescue. Really? Oh, hi friends, and welcome to Knitting at the Boxerville Homestead. My name's Karyol. Today is December 7th. It's Pearl Harbor Day. Thank you to our veterans once again, and those that are serving, have served, and those that made the ultimate, or today's going to be one of those days.